Cowboys Bears this weekend on Fox, must watch. Bears are worse than we thought. Dallas better than we thought. So Ben Johnson said this yesterday. I'm going to read it slowly about the Bears' practice habits. I'm going to read this. We talk about it all the time. We should be going at football very hard, finishing hard. Our offensive players, their fundamentals, our finish, our technique, they need to show up on the practice field. That's how it shows up on game day. Simple things like how do we properly block? How do we catch a ball? How do we block after the catch? Ball security, things like that. That's stuff you should know in youth league. Okay, now think about this. He's not criticizing defense that just gave up 50-plus points. He's not criticizing special teams. He's criticizing the offense. Who's the leader of the offense? Caleb Williams. So he's also criticizing the lack of fundamentals. He said, quote here, little things that you learn in youth league, you know, like blocking and tackling and finishing plays hard. And I mention this because that's Caleb's number one problem. It's not horsepower, arm strength, mobility. It's footwork, it's mechanics, it's pre-snap, it's the basics. And I want to take you, I don't think this is a small thing. There have been 2 times Ben Johnson has said things about the backup Tyson Bagent. Here's the first. Listen closely.
I've really been blown away by his approach from the spring to the start of camp to where we are now. He does a tremendous job knowing what to do, how to do it, and getting it done.
Basically, he's saying he's really good with the fundamentals, which is what he's criticizing with the current offense only with this quarterback. So when he said, oh, I really like Tyson Bagent, it wasn't horsepower. It was fundamentals, the exact thing he's criticizing now. But here's another one. This is even more damning from Ben Johnson.
He and I are probably wired very similar, just the when he enters a room, he's usually all business. We try to loosen him up. So because he's so serious about his job, he wants to do so well, and he wants the team to do well that he's always locked in. So I can appreciate that about him because I can relate.
I got to be honest. I mean, if you said that to your wife, you know, I work with Cindy. We have a lot in common. We really relate. Like, I totally get what she's saying. She's so sharp. Yeah, don't let your husband go to a Coldplay concert, okay?
Yeah, and he took my analogy because that's what I was going to say. It's like if you're, you know, you have a girlfriend or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, me and my one friend Melissa, we you know, we're just wired the same way. We just view things so similarly. Be like, oh, do you? Or you hear a girl, you know, your girlfriend come here and be like, oh, you know, he's just funny. We just have the same sense of humor, and we like all the same movies. And you know, he just understands what I'm always trying to say. It's like, oh, does he? Does he do that? Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk about it. Let's talk more about Michael. And why does everyone else call him Mike, but you seem to call him Michael? Anyway, yeah, listen. I don't think that this was a jab at Caleb Williams. It's not good. It's not. None of it is good, though. None of it is good. And I've said going into the season that there's a real chance that, and I said this very recently, that Ben Johnson really wants to have a quarterback like that of a Brock Purdy. Someone who is just going to be the ultimate avatar for his offense, which is what he got out of Jared Goff. And that any of the other extra stuff, it's just like, no, that's not how I run things. And so I do need the fundamentals to be tightened up. I do need you to do these elementary basics. I don't need you to do any of the off script versatility, scrambles, avoid sack. Like I don't actually need that. And football has proven that by having a lot of success with Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, etc. And so that's, you know, potentially where Ben Johnson is coming from. And he is saying a lot of positive things about Bagent and whatnot. Like that is a real thing. And you know, you could see him feeling good about it. But then people take it to the extreme. I'm kind of having this one debate with someone in the comment section where he's like, Ben Johnson specifically went to Chicago for him. And it's just like, for Bajan. And it's just like, that's not true either. He wants to make it work with Caleb Williams because he does know that if he could have Caleb do the things that Jared Goff does and Brock Purdy can do, but then add the other stuff on top of it, well, then you do find yourself with a Patrick Mahomes, right? Like then you do find yourself in a situation where you're like, I got Tom Brady and Josh Allen combined. And that is the ultimate superpower, right? That is the next level. That is why the Jared Goffs and the Brock Purdy's of the world can have a ton of success. But when we see in big games and big moments in Super Bowls or whatever it is, it's just like, oh, you know what? It was really beneficial that Jalen Hurts was able to be the leading rusher in the Super Bowl. Oh, you know what's really lucky? That Patrick Mahomes can buy some time in that pocket and really float around there and then rip the ball 45 yards down the field. Like, yeah, that's a nice thing to have, right? Like that's beneficial. And so it's not like that Ben Johnson is like, I don't want to deal with this, or I just don't see it here. Like, he does want to make it work, but he does seem to be struggling a little bit. But listen, he's criticizing the offense, not the defense, because he's the offensive coach. It would be bad coaching and bad leadership for him to step up there and just start ripping the defense and being concerned about defense after, especially they just hung all those points. It's just bad leadership to do that. You know, the coaching staff's gonna be like, what the heck? Why are you calling us out publicly? And the defensive players are gonna be like, what the heck? Why are you calling us out? How about our quarterback be better? How about you be better? How about you call better plays, right? So Ben Johnson knows he's in charge of the offense. And so he's calling the offense out, which is including himself as well. And he's called himself out after that, I think it was the first game. Yeah, the first game against the Minnesota Vikings. He called himself out and said, I need to be a better play caller. I should have said that we need to kick the ball out of bounds. He took responsibility. And so I love that leadership. If you're going to call me out and say that I'm doing something wrong, but you now do it in a way where I feel as though that you call yourself out, that's good leadership. If you're constantly calling everyone else out but yourself, then that's a problem. And I'm pretty sure Colin even highlighted that and talked about, like, that's what good leaders are. I'm almost positive. So then it's not a jab. Even if this was directed directly towards Caleb Williams, it's not a jab. It's just holding everyone accountable at that point. And I think that's okay. But this does continue to get messier. There's a lot of people that are trying to sugarcoat. There's a lot of people who are trying to take it to the extreme and say everything's on fire. This is awful. This is awful. This is awful. And then you got a lot of other people that are like, no, everything's fine. You're making everything out of nothing. This is, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, it's somewhere in the middle, guys. It's not nothing. It's not everything. But like, it is truly something, and it is worth exploring. It is worth discussing. That much is true. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Chicago Bears? Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and them just not practicing at a championship level. Go figure, because they're not a championship level team. Let me know in the comments below. I'll read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.